Hey everybody, Milo here, back out at beautiful Superstition Mountain. And today we have an awesome video for you about how and when to pull on the handle to create an athletic golf swing. So every day on the lesson tee, I find cases of how a student is powering the golf club, causing them issues with their ball striking. And the main thing I see is how they're applying force on the grip. The two main things I see are players really trying to pull with their hands and arms out of the top or shoving the right hand. And today I want to walk you through what the proper order of operations is and what that looks like, and where and when and how we apply force to this grip. So we're going to assume the player has created a nice wind up. Now, about the time that their hands are approaching their conclusion of the backswing, the way we want to start to pull on the grip is with a little fall. So the body kind of recenters, starts to fall, and then starts to open up, all while the hands and arms are still finishing this little backswing. That produces a large amount of torque on this grip and really loads the muscles in an athletic, dynamic way. So I like to think of this as a towing motion rather than a pulling motion. So what I feel happening is like my middle is becoming active and it's kind of towing or dragging my arms along in that initial transitionary phase. Where when I think of the term pull, I think of moving my hands and arms very fast down like this, which often will be the death of golf swings. So to give you a quick example, I'm going to do one where I feel like I'm pulling down on the grip very fast with my hands and arms, and then one where I feel like I'm towing it with my body. So the pull down will look something like this. You can see it didn't create a great shot. And then the one where I'm towing it, my arms feel like they're floating in that initial transitionary period. And being pulled along by my body, not pulled by my hands and arms. So a really good way to think about this is a boat and a water skier. As the boat turns the corner, that rope gets taut and gets stretched. And then as the boat keeps accelerating around the corner, the water skier shoots out. And that's what I'm envisioning and feeling in my golf swing. It's not the water skier getting the power early or the rope getting the power early, it's that boat turning the corner. So a few years back, I created a video about how to accelerate your hands in transition. And I want to reference that real fast, put a clip in here so you can see what I was talking about. We're using the same athletic motion to drive the golf club. So we swing it to the top in transition. Our chest, you can see my left arm and my chest are connected. So my chest is making my left arm go. And if we do it correctly, there's a lot of speed in that. Now here's the key. My arms have to be independent to swing on their own. If my arms are connected, they will never accelerate in the right way. So my arms have to be free to fire free when the time comes. Now physics will dictate that, it won't be me. It'll all depend on how much and how long your chest can continue to accelerate. So again, when we think about this pull, we can see that it's a full body systematic pull. We're not seeing the hands and arms pulling very fast out of the top. It's more of the body floating or starting to unwind that is beginning to pull the arms. So that gives you a pretty good picture of the initial pull that we see in the golf swing. Now I want to focus on the second part of where I see players pulling on the grip, and that is from about this point forward. So from about the time the grip gets to its lowest point, which is kind of in front of our trail leg, we're using our body, our legs, our turn to apply a pulling force up on the grip, which then shoots the energy into the club head. Some have called this the hub path, which basically the hub path is the point between the two hands. That we call that the hub. And this hub needs to arc up and in. So the handle's arcing up and in, which produces the torque that creates the release for us. So often when we talk about releasing, what actually creates it is the direction the hands are traveling will create the release for us. So if we're using our bodies correctly to create the initial pull and then the secondary pull up and left, we get the speed out into the club head at the right time. Oftentimes when a player has their sequence out of order, where they're pulling their hands and arms down first, their handle is still going down when it hits the ball, so you're not getting the speed out. Also, the low point gets disrupted. Because of the sequence, because the handle's not going up, we're not creating a nice little flat spot, not creating the proper low point. We're pushing the hands down all the way into impact, which causes major problems, and it's something I see often. One key piece to understanding the second pull up on the grip is it's not done with the arms pulling up and in. It's created with rotation of the chest, so it's a combination of chest rotation and extension that pulls up on this grip, not me pulling with my arms or stalling my chest and pulling, because then you get this chicken wingy look, or your arms pass your middle and you really are going to have a hard time controlling the face. So let me show you two examples of pulling on the grip. First we're going to do the wrong way, and then we're going to do the right way, just to show you the difference in the two. So this first one I'm going to pull up on the grip using my hands and arms. And the second one, now I'm going to use the correct pull where I fall down and I use my turn to create the pull up on the grip. Two completely different shots. A really nice exercise to train this idea is we're going to have the club loaded here, and then we're going to use our turn to move the club around the corner and collect that golf ball. So I'm not throwing it with my hands and arms out of the top. I'm using this turn to deliver the club the correct way. To train this without a golf ball is first put that club on the ground here, and then we can use our turn to move through and just really feel how we're creating a nice flat spot down at the bottom that's controlled by this pivoting action. So again, while many of you feel it's very powerful to really throw or pull with your hands and arms early out of the top, you're really depriving yourself of the proper sequence and being able to extract the speed at the correct time for maximum club head speed. Plus, if you apply force early, you're really compromising your low point and making it almost impossible for you to be able to get the speed out front where it belongs. So I'm going to hit one last shot demonstrating this concept. I'm going to do it a little more exaggerated and a little slow so you can see it. And what we're going to feel is my hands being towed, and then my body continuing to pull on that grip up and left, and you can see the arc of the hands are going to take, and it's all created by how my middle moves. Hope you liked this video. If you did, please hit the like and subscribe button, and come visit us at milolinesgolf.com, where we can teach you to swing like an athlete.